So one of my most toxic traits that I have absolutely no plan on getting rid of is that I can just emotionally cut myself, detach myself from people, things, ideas, and just move on with my life. And that's it. What is good, guys? My name is Sir Charles the Poet, and welcome to Life of the Poet. So, by the way, this video is not planned at all. I literally just kicked all my roommates. I finally have my room is full now. It's a 4 bedroom room, and all my roommates moved in. But I kicked all of them out so I can record this video. And I did not plan any part of this video. But let's get to it. So I want to talk to you guys about one of my most toxic traits, and that's my ability to detach myself from people, from things, ideas, whatever. And I won't get too deep into it because I'm still exploring. Oh, I've actually I did not. I am not exploring that part of myself. I'm more of like, damn, you're a dead ass like this. Why are you like this? But but I guess we're gonna talk about a little. We're gonna talk about how did I arrive? How did I get to being that way? And just like see a bit, explore a bit deeper what I mean by emotionally detach myself from something, from someone. So let's say, and let's start there. How? What do I mean by that? Let's say I want something, right? Like there's this item, like let's say shoes. You guys can relate to shoes, clothing, video games, or like Rihanna's new makeup collection thing that she just dropped. Riri just dropped a new makeup thing, and you want it bad, baby. You want it, baby. So me, of course I feel that natural desire to want the thing, to possess that item. But at some point, or actually whenever I want, um, if I at some or actually whenever, if I want to, I can just be like, I don't just cut my emotional attachment to that thing, and just say I don't want it anymore, and just not feel the desire to pursue it anymore. That's it. And that goes with people as well. With people, it's a bit harder with people because I do deeply believe in that no man is an island. So our connection with people is why we're alive, to connect with people and to vibe, have our energies connect and interact. So it's harder to let go of people, but I still do it. Like I drop people like flies. Like I'm not feeling you anymore, or you walk this certain way that I don't like, drop you. And that's actually like how I got there is another video that there's actually a point in my life, a certain event that I went through in life, a certain moment in my life, something that happened, and then since then I've just been like cutting people off left and right like crazy. But let's talk about how I'm able, like, here's why. And actually I've been thinking a lot about why I'm able to emotionally disconnect myself from people, from things, from whatever, and I've realized it. So, and I've traced where it all started from. So I the bigger part of my life was spent growing up in a working family home. My parents, back in Brooklyn, New York, were when I first moved to the states in 2008. I came to the states in 2008. I moved in with my aunt and uncle, who I call my parents. They and they're working class people, you know. They both work in the school system, and they make ends meet, and I'm very grateful for that. But but with Caribbean parent, well, not Caribbean, with I won't say with black parents, but it's not just black parents. It's just I feel like maybe it's I think it's a minority. I don't know. It's I think it's a minority thing. But the thing whenever it's for example whenever we go to the store with my aunt to go grocery shopping. And, as a kid, I'm their little kid, 11 years old, 13 years old, and I see something I want, a piece of candy, a piece of toy, something I want, and I say, can I have that? The answer is always no. You can have it. Just no. No, I don't have money. No, what you gonna do with that? No, this is not good for you. No, there's always a no and like plus a reason. It's like when you're when you're out with your mom and you say, "Mommy, I want McDonald's." Mommy's like, "I comida en la casa." There's food in the house. It's just like that. So I comida en la casa. So whenever I ask my friends something, was I comida en la casa. So it's just always no. Either if it's food, there's food in the house. But if it's something else, it's no. What you gonna do with it? No. Go study. So, but as a kid, the way I reacted to that was that, you know what? I keep on wanting these things, but my parents keep on saying no. They don't want to give it to me. So, what if I cut out my desire for these things? What I just end the desire, just like cut it out. Or if I just cut the desire that I have for these things, and then I won't be asking them anymore. I won't be wanting anymore, and I won't have to get hurt each time I say no. I at some point I just knew that if I ask my parents something, they're going to say no. So yeah, just cut it out. So that was my solution as a kid. So now whenever I saw something that I wanted, like I really like desired that item, and but I know if I ask my parents, they're gonna say no. I just like cut that desire, cut it short. Yeah, and of course I began applying. That was just not just my parents. It's just like that's what I can think of. That's one of the strongest parts of my life where I use that skill a lot. That helped me further develop that skill. But of course, things in school. I mean, things in other areas of my life. I wanted something I couldn't have it. So in order to cope with not having it, so some people cry, some people complain, some people punch into a wall. Some people steal it. I mean, I will steal sometimes, but some people find ways to get something. But me, one of my main methods of dealing with that type of rejection is to cut my desire for that thing, to end my desire for that thing. If I don't want it, then not having it is not gonna hurt as bad. And that started bleeding into other areas of my life, relationships, like legit friendships, romantic relationships. It's not like I have a girlfriend and then I say, I don't want her anymore. I don't wanna love her anymore. So I just cut my desire to her. It's more that, let's say there's a cute girl, and I I love her. I love her. But this is a cute girl, and I really have strong feelings for her, right? And like I can think of like a million girls that I really liked, and then I went for these girls, but but they did not like me back. Now sometimes like you go for the girl, she's not really responding well. You just gotta like fix your flirting game, or your macking game, or you just gotta work on your courting. But and a lot of the times I've noticed that, yeah, if you show more dedication, she like suffer, like ease up to you, ease grow on you. You will grow on her. But for me, I mean, that never worked for me. Yeah, it just never worked for me. So sometimes when I realize that I like this girl so much, but this girl will never this I like I realize this girl does not like me back. I'm like, you know what? I can spend X amount of time putting extra effort to chase that girl, or I can cut that emotional tie that I have to her and shift my focus to something else. So that's an example of ways that I've cut my emotional tie to some people to shift my focus to something else. And of course, there are friends as well, like friends or acquaintances that I've had who they just started acting weird, differently, and differently, and everybody changes. Changing is part of life, but acting different in a way that that had a negative impact on me, that was hurting me. So I just cut them out. And sometimes they've come back and said, Charles, what happened? I haven't seen you in a while. We haven't talked in a while. What happened, man? You let me go? And I don't say yeah, I fucking let you go, but it's just like, life happens. Yeah, but really, yeah, I cut them out. So that's what I want to tell you guys about. So that is a toxic trait. Why is it a toxic trait? Because now defense defense a defense mechanism. Sorry, I speak a few languages, man. English is like my third language, but it becomes my defense mechanism now because because it's like I know if I like so at sometimes I know if I get emotionally involved into something, it might end up in me being hurt, so I cut it out. And now with commitments, it's I easily just like cut my commitments to people. Like friends, it's like this friend makes a wrong step. Everybody makes mistakes, but this person make one little mistake. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, cut you out of my life. And and with things, sometimes it's hard to be committed to things, because I'm going after that thing, and there's a few blocks that are coming up, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna waste my energy on that. Cut it out of my life. Yeah, and a lot of the times, it's healthy to know how to cut things out of your life. It's healthy to keep negative things out of your life, but sometimes things are only negative on the first interaction, in the first encounter. Sometimes you have to like be patient with it. Be patient with people to and they will and you will see a better side of them. They will grow for you. You will grow on them. So I do believe that as well. But I do, and so yeah, there are so it is a negative thing. Like I said, it's a toxic trait that can just cut people off, cut things off just like that. But I do respect. So it's like a traumatic response. I do respect why I had that response. I do respect that I've gone through all these traumatic events and this has become my response. Yes, one thing Kenny in the story, your parents keep on telling you no, 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 no. That actually becomes traumatic at some point. Because it wasn't just candy, it was just like everything. Like I knew if I wanted something, there's just gonna be no. Everything, bro. And besides necessities, everything. Everything outside of like the realm of like of what you need to be alive, the answer is no. But so I developed that traumatic response to protect myself, protect my emotional stability, keep myself from getting hurt. And I feel like as I keep on pushing myself to open up to people, to keep that relationship with people by being patient with them, or relationship with things like doing YouTube videos, chasing poetry, and or like learning more skills that are difficult, but I want to see it through. I want to put a few years into it to see how it goes. I think as long as I'm able to every now and then step in and break the process, then it's fine. And we not every I guess it's toxic trait. Not every toxic trait is bad. Some toxic traits, like I believe some toxic traits I developed, for example, with that trait, I developed it to protect myself. Some toxic traits were developed for a certain reason and is important for you. As long as you learn to control it, to have some control over it, to make sure it doesn't go above and overboard, above and beyond, then you're good. Everything is okay in moderation. Everything is okay in moderation. You just have to make sure it doesn't go into extremities, like too high or too low. Okay. Okay. I don't know for how long I've been talking. Like I said, I didn't plan this video. I'm just ranting on, just spitting what's on my mind, and I hope you gained some value from this video. I hope you gained some value. I hope it actually got you thinking about something. It put some ideas in your head and it got you thinking. And that is all. That is all, y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Please like, subscribe to keep up, and turn notification bell on so you can know when I post next. And I can't wait to see you next time. Cool? Cool. All right, y'all. Ciao. Ciao.